I am one of those unfortunate people who has that flu that won't, like, it's not a contagious part because people are like, oh my gosh, I hugged her over there and she didn't stop me. But no, it's past the contagious part, but it is not letting go of my lungs. And it's just hard, a little bit hard to breathe, but so bear with me. I just wrote some notes just to share. I wanted to thank my mother and my brother Nicholas and my comrades at Array and CAA and Gordon Bob and Nina Shaw, who fit into the category of people who, it's just ride or die. My mom will ask me later what that means. Mom, it means people who stick by your side, either riding with you or the alternative, which we hope doesn't happen, but they're just next to you all the time and you just want to make proud. And so all of the people that I named, Maha and Nina and are the folks that when I'm working and when I'm tired, I think about moments like this when we may get to celebrate. And so tonight is really special for me because of that. I want to also count in that group Gil Robertson. A lot of people don't know how close of a friend he is to me. I was a publicist before I was a filmmaker, and AAFCA, this award show, used to be my client. And that red carpet that you walked through, I like rolled with my hands and knees the first 2 years and like would beg people to come to this. It wasn't dope, it wasn't lovely like this. It was lovely, but it wasn't quite like this. And the first year, sending the press releases to the trades and Variety and Hollywood Reporter and saying this is a group and it matters, and really talking to the press about the black press were early work that we did with each other. But before that, we were homies. I mean, you know what I mean? Like Church's Fried Chicken homies. Like let's just go eat greasy food together and be happy with our blackness homies. So to see him every year, this getting better and better and more recognized, where you have so many different kinds of people from the industry coming and really recognizing the love given to them by the black press is a joy to me. I'm so proud of you. I want you to know that. And we shouldn't be getting churches. Don't do that. Don't invite me because I don't want to go. But AAFCA, after I started making films, I transitioned out of being a publicist for AAFCA, but the African American Film Critics continue to support me. My very first film I made for $50,000, I will follow. My second film that I made for $200,000 with the money that I told my mom I was saving for a house, and then I made a movie with it. She tried to act like she wasn't mad, but she was really salty, but it worked out. And Selma and Sugar and 13th, all of those films have been considered and recognized by AAFCA, and so I just want to tell you, thank you again. After 13th, I was really in a tough place, you know, to make 13th. If any of you have seen it, it's we had to look through, my editor Spencer Navrick and I, over 1,000 hours of racist, violent footage, and had to debate with each other what's too violent and what's not violent enough. And we saw horrible, horrible things, and that was what I did right after Selma, where I had to direct beatings and design all kinds of horrible things. And so I really just wanted to make pretty things that fly, and Disney gave me that opportunity. Wrinkle really saved me in a lot of ways. It was a refuge from a lot of the craziness that was in my head. And up until the point of Wrinkle, I had budgets to make movies about people talking in rooms, which is great. I think I do that pretty well. But I wanted to get into a place where there were no rooms, there were no limits, and there were only doors to walk through. And I can't express what the Wrinkle and Time experience was to me as a filmmaker, as a person, as a spirit on this planet. It was really expansive for me. And I have really one core person that I want to thank for that. He was a person inside the studio who really saw the story and saw me and thought, those two can go together. I mean, it wasn't a likely marriage, but when you have a brother inside, Tendo Nagenda, who said, I can see this happening. And he imagined what it could be before I imagined what it could be. And I remember getting, my agent, Maha, said, Disney has called 3 times now. It's at this point rude for you not to go to the meeting. Like, they're going to be like, she's an angry black woman. You need to go to this meeting. And I was like, I really, I just don't do kids' books. Like, I never read that book. I really don't know. She's like, just go. Just do a meet and greet. So I went, because it was Sean Bailey, another great person over there, and Tendo McGinnis. So I'm sitting there, and I remember some things from the meeting, but the thing I really remember was Tendo saying, Ava, imagine the worlds you can build. Worlds you can build. And I said, worlds I can build? And he said, planets. I said, what do you mean planets? He said, there's planets in this story. I said, planets other than Earth? He said, yes, other planets. So what do they look like in the book? He's like, you get to decide what they look like. I was like, brother, I am in. I will do that. And so it was really that encouragement that got me on the way, and it started to get me to ask questions about what I wanted to insert in that story. And the real core of it was, who gets to be the hero? Like right now we're in this space where we're on the cusp of Black Panther and all its gloriousness, and we get to reimagine who is the center of the story. And this story, our story, she's not a superhero, she's not royalty, she's not a Disney princess. She's just a girl with glasses and a plaid shirt who ends up saving herself and her family and the universe from darkness. And so it really amplifies Black life as opposed to the trauma of Black life, which I feel is something that we as filmmakers have really addressed solidly on. It's something that I did with 13th and Selma, but there is something about Black joy, and that's really what I hope to capture with this. You can't make a film about 100% Black girl magic if you don't have Black girl who is magic. And really the answer to my prayers is Storm Reed. You'll see her in this film, and I just want to say, you're going to be hearing about her for a long time. I think if there's anything that's said about me, when it's all said and done, it'll be that I was the one who put Storm Reed in her first film. Like, it'll be like a small footnote, like, I was here, and it's like going to be all about Storm Reed. She's that spectacular, that beautiful, and I literally could cry right now with the thought of all of you in a dark room watching this young sister work. It's really extraordinary, so I'm excited about that. And then the last thing I just want to say is this is an innovation award, and it's just incumbent upon us to get outside of our boxes. Jordan's done that. Ryan Coogler's doing that. Dee Reese is doing that. So many of us in this moment standing together, Black filmmakers, Black content creators, trying to push this whole thing forward. But it only works if there's an audience to meet us where we are. So I just want to thank you all for always supporting my stuff, for showing up, for recommending it, for tweeting it, for Facebooking it, for pulling someone in. I can't say enough what is talked about in those boardrooms when they talk about whether or not they're going to give us the money and the resources to tell stories is, will they show up? And it's all based on whether or not you come to all of these films. So I hope you go out. I don't need to say it. Everybody go out and support Panther. We already know that's done. But support Panther, support Dee. Go to Netflix, see Mudbound if you haven't seen it. There's new work coming out from Barry Jenkins this year. There's new work coming out from Steve McQueen this year. We need more sisters making films. Stella McGee made a really beautiful film called Everything, Everything. I saw it on HBO the other day. If you see it, tweet it, share it. We can't do this without you, and we're all in it together to help grow this thing. So anyway, I want to take my sick behind back to my chair, and just want to thank you so much. Much respect to the Black press, to the African American film critics. Thank you to AAFCA for nights like this, really powerful forward. Thank you so much.